What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth Astrology. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where we observe the rhythm of the heavens to speak the language of the soul. The astrological forecast from the 28th of November until the 4th of December. Damn, this is the last month of the year of 2022. Pretty happy about it, honestly. 2022 has been such an intense, transformative year for all of us. I'm just curious if it was for you too. I mean, especially for me and a lot of my friends, honestly. Definitely has a lot to do with the Saturn square Uranus, the past versus the future, and it has torn us apart. So anyway, we got the sun traveling through Sagittarius. The hope, the optimism. Have you felt that shift? I'm curious. Have you felt that shift from Scorpio to Sagittarius, and especially after the dark moon in Scorpio to the new moon in Sagittarius, which was on, I think, Thursday, Friday, somewhere around that. So there's definitely a lot of more, like, we have more energy, more, zest, more hope, more optimism, and we are exploring, we're learning, and we're just taking everything in with more meaning. And it's just like, it's a lot too. It's just a lot. Like sometimes, like, okay, maybe we should like just, whoa, back down for just a second. But that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Is I want to remind you of the fact that I'm just going to keep repeating it. Mars retrograde square Neptune. And now Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. And later the Sun is going to join that square, that tension. And we could have the feeling and the belief even that we got it all figured out. But it's going to be more like an escape of the fact that it's not going our way. It's going to be a traumatic reaction to what has happened in the past few weeks and months of like, damn, I just want to get over with it, but it isn't over. It ain't over. All right. As a matter of fact, I checked it out. All the new moons, or the seasons are starting until next year, including March, and including Aries season, until Aries season, which is until the end of March. It is all starting with on a dark moon, which means the dark moon energy is always going to be included in that, energy of the month. And like, even then still, as the 22nd of March is the spring equinox, it sets off the whole year. Aries season is starting off with a dark moon. So even next year then is going to have that dark moon energy a whole year involved. But okay, But until April, Taurus season starts off with a new moon phase. And no more dark moon. So basically what that means is that dark moon energy of purging, retrieving, forces that are beyond our control and that might not be good intentional are always in the background. And it's as if we really have so much to let go of, to face challenges, and just sometimes be put into bad energy. That's just basically what I'm saying. Now, I'm always a fan of saying you are not a victim of those circumstances. However, it is the environment that we work with. It is the environment that we're in. But again, you don't have to be a victim of that environment. It is even, I was talking to some friends that, I've been bullied in the past. They have been bullied in the past, and I know some people who haven't. And even though the traumas that came with it, and just like the inhibitions that it probably still causes within us, it kind of prepares you, or it kind of gives you a perspective on life. It challenged you so that you can grow, right? It's like um, us being on Earth and there being a magnetic force called gravity. It's not a magnetic force, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's gravity. It kind of puts tension on our muscles so that we can grow them. If we go to the moon, we float and our muscles disappear. So there's this good tension, good stress, we could call it, and we can, it's how we respond to things. It's not what happens to us. Anyway, it's taking me off a little bit of this week's energy, but it's important to say because this dark moon energy is still involved in this month and is going to be for a long while. But in April, we could say Taurus season brings us a new dawn, a new energy, a new force. So, and even like there, Mars retrograde and Mars in Gemini squaring Neptune, which confuses us, which doesn't give us a true compass of like in the moment, in reality of like, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. We just kind of like have to ballpark it a little bit and trust really deep down within. And it's testing that part of us and it's helping us grow in our intuition. And I see this as a friend of ours who is really like a human design like expert and genius. I think she said it's like 2027. There's a whole cycle that starts off for years, or it's just a whole shift where the mind makes room for the heart. And the people who have really been training their intuition and their heart, these are the people that are going to be thriving then. And the whole mind and like scientific studying is just going to like, at least that's what I understood of it. And it makes sense that then right now we're being put into situations where we're being confronted with, you're not in control, and we could keep saying it, and it's like you could keep listening to it, but like experience it. It's like, fuck, how do you respond to this is a big one. So anyway, Mercury, Venus in Sagittarius just makes the best out of things, and that's really like that's at least something we can use. At the same time, it's opposing Mars retrograde, so it's a contrast thing, and we're going to be confronted with sometimes harsh actions on our beliefs. This is like at the level of people who go on the street and march, and then just violence, like at a very practical 3D level. The spiritual lesson, or if we really truly look at when that happens to us, and I'm not saying you're going to get hit, I am saying that you're going to be confronted with probably some turbulence, some forces that try to work against you in what you're saying and what you want. And it's not going to go the way you want because it's square Neptune. You're confused and you're just ballparking it. But also Mars retrograde is another person, other people who could be harsh and who could stop us in truly believing that and in truly knowing that. At the same time, it is pointing to, you have to learn the lesson. And like the arrows that I was talking about past week, that we're aiming and that we're shooting and that we're practicing with, that's why I'm saying these are moments of experimentation. This is like, go out, try, experiment. Don't expect too much of it. Keep expecting, keep dreaming, keep like, I know it's gonna work, but you're experimenting, but somehow this week we're gonna have those moments of like I got it. I got it all figured out. It is working, but then you just like, no, some moment this is gonna come back and you're gonna see, fuck, there's still some tweaks to be done, especially with the first quarter square of the moon in Pisces. I believe it's on Thursday somewhere. Um, we're really being asked, Thursday, Friday, depending where you are, really being asked to let go and let God. And this is where the serenity prayer comes in. And I was going to check it, but I always forget the words. But it's like, give me the strength to face the challenges, or like, I don't know, do what I need to be doing. And then, and to let go doesn't go that way. But, it's basically what it means is that you just have the wisdom to know what needs to be done, and also have the wisdom to let go what needs to be let go of, and not put your ego into it, and to have the wisdom to see the difference between the two. That's basically what the serenity prayer is. I'll put the serenity prayer in the comments below so that you really can get the meditative words on it. But that's pretty much what I really want to just be here for you, and just remind you that really you're gonna have that impulse of, I know, I figured it out, I got it, and just putting the force into it. But no, especially when Mercury and Venus are squaring Jupiter, squaring Neptune in Pisces. It's just that over optimism, that just like force, that just over exertedness. It's not a word, but like, we're just too much, and people are too much. And another thing is where we're going to be seeing on a world stage, maybe a dialogue of like persuasion, of putting their religion or their beliefs or their science on us, and like, this is what you need to believe. And we're going to see that even more now. That dialogue is going to come back, and we're going to have to pay attention. And all the tension that is between Sagittarius and Pisces and Gemini, if you think about it, Sagittarius is like doing what you believe, taking action on that. And Gemini is kind of the thinking. And then Pisces is the ether, and it's just like intuitively flowing along with it, or just dreaming. That's a lot of like airy-fairy bullshit without Virgo-ness. And so there's tension between those three things of Sagittarius and Pisces and Gemini. And always here now, with that T-square, with that tension happening, we're being invited to bring in Virgo-ness. Surround yourself with Virgos, I would say, in this very moment. Practical, down to earth. Let's test it. Let's verify it. Let's sift through it. Let's purify. Let's like clean all the dirt out of it, and really question. Not cynical. Not be cynical. Don't be cynical. Maybe sometimes it's funny, but be what's the word? Critical. Judge, not in the way of like you are bad, but judge in the way of like questioning the Buddhi mind. Is this true? Well, okay, at least I'm going to try it out. I'm going to experiment with it, and then I'll see whether this works or not. I could keep talking, but you've got the message. And that's why I'm here. So that you can keep verifying for yourself, keep trying it out, keep testing what I'm telling you here, but at least putting you, hopefully, in the right direction. That's my hope for you. So, and if you want to learn more what I do, then I would suggest you do a birth chart reading. And if you want to dive deeper into what we're offering you, then join the Heaven on Earth community. Try it out a month, and see what happens. To be attuned, to be in line with the flow and ebb of life. Much love. See you there. Take care. Bye-bye.